What's up, guys? I'm your host, Sydney Blends. Welcome to the first ever episode of We Talk Sober. Right now, I have a special guest with me today. Thank you for taking your time out your day. Y'all, we have Ronnie Soleil, bro. What's up, man?
Why did you say my name like that? It's official. All right.
Or Ronnie S.
There we
Ronnie S. There we go.
There we go.
Because anonymity and bullshit. But so just a little bit of backstory. Whenever I first got sober, bro, Ronnie was like my first ever sponsor. So like this whole tirade here, this goes back super far, super far, and like he thought I was a lost cause, bro. Like, but come to find out, Pop was calling the kettle black and their shit.
Yeah, just a little bit,
How much time you got sober, man?
Right now I'm working on about a year and a half.
No shit.
Yeah.
That is huge, bro. Is this your first time going at it, or like what attempt are we on right here?
This is like my fourth attempt.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, if I make it past a year and a half, I'll have the longest time I've ever had.
No shit.
Yeah, I swear to God, dude.
What it took for you to get here? I mean, like, well, like, let's go through this. Like, in a short story, where you was, like, what got you up to this point? Let's talk about from like first drug usage, the euphoria, up till now. Like, let's
Okay.
get that out there.
All right. So like when I first started, doing drugs or anything, I was like 13 or 14 years old, and I had started like stealing my mom's roaches out her fucking ashtray.
Sweet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would steal them, and me and my cousin Trent, we would go and like, I'd go spend the night over there, and he would steal some of his mom's pills, and like we'd get all fucked up. His mom was sleeping.
This is at 14.
14 years old.
Oh my God.
Because his mom was on somas. You know what I'm saying? So
lit, bro. I remember somas.
She'd spend the whole weekend sleeping, and we'd just do what the fuck we wanted.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I got introduced into doing whatever the fuck I wanted in that lifestyle at like 14, and was like, yo, this is fucking cool as shit.
Right.
But the downside was like my dad was still alive. My dad gave a fuck, but my mom didn't. You know what I'm saying? Well, I can't say she didn't, but it was more or less like, as long as he's out of my sight, I'm sure he's good.
Okay, yeah.
And my dad was like, if he's out of my sight, he's doing bad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm following.
It was like when I was with my mom, if I'm like, hey, look, I want to go sleep at Trent's house, my mom's like, cool, all right, I'm going to call Tippy, I'm going to send you over there. If I told my dad, hey, I want to go hang out with Trent, and he's like, fuck no, what are you talking about? Like, bad influence.
So basically in the family household, dad was pretty much the structure there, and mom was kind of like the loose end.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because my mom suffered with addiction, so like she was out doing, her little thing, and I was sitting there watching her like, damn, I never want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where my mom is, and I don't want my kids to ever worry, where's dad? And then my dad, on the other hand, was like, I don't want you out of my sight because I'm worried that you're going to do something crazy.
Okay.
It's in your blood. And so, like, after he died, it was full on mayhem. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandma was too old to chase me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I moved out of my mom's house to live with my dad and my grandma. And they made sure I went to school. And they made sure that, like, I didn't hang around with the wrong people. And, my dad's side of the family kind of gave me a lot of structure that I chose to be like, fuck y'all when my dad died. And then once my grandma died, it was over with.
So it's kind of like we could get away with murder with our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, and all that stuff, but whenever it comes down to the parents, we know we're kind of fucked.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so once she died, I moved back with my mom because I knew, like, because it was either move with my mom or live with my godfather.
And we was ripping and running this whole time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I tell my grandma I'm somewhere, and I'm fucking like riding a bike through the east side of Houma, what I'm saying?
Man.
At 2 a.m, and I'm saying I'm sleeping at a friend's house.
Yeah.
But like, so it was either live with my godfather, who was going to continue to make me go to school, follow all these rules and make sure I did good, or go with my mom, who just had a baby, was, back and forth with this dude that's in prison, raising my sister, who's 2 years younger than me, that acts just like me and does whatever the fuck she wants and does not care.
Damn,
And I was
bro.
like, dude, I'm going there.
So let me ask, and if it's okay to ask, what's your DOC?
Heroin and meth.
Fuck, bro. Okay, so how'd you come to find that?
Okay, so same cousin. I spent the night at his house one time, and well, actually, I started doing Mojo first. You know what I'm saying? I
Dude,
started off with Mojo
how much
and
were you smoking, bro?
a lot,
Like,
a lot, and like he sold it, so like I never really.
I know people that like take one hit of that stuff and they're zonked and twacked and
Dude, we
fucking
used to
just
smoke blunts after blunts after
what,
blunts of the shit.
bro?
Yeah, I swear to God.
My
Son.
God.
But like, I'm so sorry.
Put that on silent.
I am. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. But like, damn, that's embarrassing. Uh, so like, he sold it, and I was like, dude, my mom's like, you can't stay here. Like, you need to
We're
figure.
talking about like Mojo, right?
Yeah, well, so yeah, but I started smoking in with him, and then my mom was like, you can't live here, so I moved in with a girlfriend
Okay.
at 17 with her mom, and her like I lived with them.
We're at 17 years old right
17
now.
years old, dude.
And we're smoking Mojo.
Smoking Mojo.
Blunts.
Yes.
Fuck.
And I'm hiding it from my girlfriend and her mom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so finally, like, she catches on and she's like, I don't want you around me no more. And I'm like, well, fuck, where am I supposed to go? My cousin's like, you can live with me.
Girlfriend doesn't want you around?
No, son.
Oh
Like,
my
I
God.
completely trashed that fucking relationship and it was going good.
Okay.
Like, we were together for like 6 years.
Yeah,
bro.
it was probably healthy and shit, huh?
Yeah, very. The first very healthy relationship. But like, you know, I threw that to shit and I move in with him and he's smoking Mojo and selling Mojo. So like I have like it at my disposal. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Whenever I want to get high, I can get high. And like my brain kind of started looking at the negatives of the situation and remembering like the structure and all this shit and going, well, that's stupid. Like, why would you even want to go back to that?
Right.
Like, you have like free roam and you can do whatever the fuck you want.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so, dude, I smoked Mojo with him for like 3 years straight. And then one day somebody came over and was like, hey, I got meth. And we were like, I ain't never did that shit before.
Yeah, like Mike Epps. I'm trying to see what that'd be
Yeah,
like.
we're trying to see what that hitting on. So we fucking do meth, man. And like, it was like this moment of like, holy shit, this is cool.
So like that's where kind of like the planets aligned.
Yeah,
When you
you know what
open
I'm
up the
saying?
refrigerator, the light comes through and shit.
Yeah,
No
you know?
fucking shit.
And I'm
bro.
like, damn, this is lit, you know? And I'm up for too many days. And now he's like, hey, somebody just brought this, hit it. And I was like, what is that? And he's like, don't worry about it, just hit it.
And
like,
we're talking about meth, right?
heroin.
Oh.
So I'm like, all right, cool.
We're smoking it? How we're doing this?
Snorting it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. He puts it out. I hit it. And I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, now go lay down and take a nap. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I go down, lay down, and I'm like, sleep for like a day, son.
Best sleep you ever got in your life?
And I was like, I woke up and I was like, what's that? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you.
Mm.
You're going to want it more if I tell you. So, like, that was the first time I did heroin. But I knew at some point that I had to find whatever the fuck that was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Mojo gave me the exact same feeling in a way, but that was 10 times better.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it was heavier.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know, like, it just felt like I felt normal. You know what I'm saying? For once.
Let's backtrack a little bit. Like, so like meth. Okay, let's talk about meth because that was like your first DOC, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what were I'm gonna ask this to anybody that comes on this show and tells me their thing was meth. What was your side effects, Ronnie? What? Because I hear people in the rooms and I hear people outside of the rooms, bro, talk about meth, and they're like, "Oh, bro, like I smoked meth and I masturbated for like 3 hours, or I smoked meth and I took apart a microwave, or like I cleaned my entire house, or like I got hyper fixated on the government, or like fucking shit like that." Right. What was your side effects?
The masturbation was like a big one for me.
Oh shit,
yeah,
bro.
like it was huge, son. I don't know why.
This is a hypersexual drug.
It is.
God,
you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I never ever was like, dude, I'm just about to sit in my bathroom and ignore my family while I beat my fucking.
Oh my god!
But on meth, like, oh, it's a fucking go, son. I'm about to sit there and run the shower and act like I'm taking.
No shit.
Act like I'm taking.
So you'd be at Thanksgiving, bro, going for an hour,
dude,
bro. Like,
hey,
meanwhile,
I'm gonna be right back. I gotta take a shower.
My god, bro.
Run the shower, son. Lay on the floor and beat my meat.
Dude.
and then get in the shower and wash myself, like just not like with a little bit of soap, run and then wash off and get out. Come, yeah,
You had a fucking science to the shit,
son. I was like, I got 15 minutes. I
man.
can't go in there and do this right now. But if I have 45, I can do it twice.
Wow,
Oh, I swear to God,
that was the thinking
dude.
process.
That's how I looked at it.
Okay,
You
all
know what I'm
right. So
saying?
what was some more of
And
the
then
side
like I
effects?
never had the like I talked to a bunch of people, and a bunch of people I've sponsored have had like the klepto or the tweaker where I take apart shit, or um the government's listening to me and all this shit. I've never had none of those. I had like really bad paranoia, and not like paranoia where I'm looking through the blinds and like, oh my god, there's somebody
Yeah,
looking
what
at me.
kind of paranoia were we talking?
Like I felt like there was just like an overwhelming feeling of doom.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? Like at any moment something bad was going to happen.
like heavy anxiety.
Dude, like I had to call, like something was going to happen where I needed to call somebody professional, like the cops, EMTs, or something like that,
Mm.
and I was not going to be able to fucking handle it.
Was this going hand in hand with like panic attacks? You think, or
Yeah, no, like I didn't really have.
like would you be there sitting there chill like me and you are right now, and just be like, something's about to happen in the next 5 seconds,
Yeah,
and like not have no like fixations of like any kind of chest palpitations or like
no, like
fucking
I wouldn't get, like I wouldn't get the anxiety attack where I'm tingling, my chest tight, my feet
no
feel
short
weird,
of breath or nothing like that.
nothing like that, dude. It was just like overwhelming, and I'm like, oh fuck, one of y'all's about to die. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Oh
saying?
shit, bro.
Yeah. So like, it would just get weird, man, and like that's what I fixated on, and then I'd fixate on, I'd fix on. So like, porn got boring for a minute,
Mm.
and so I'd
How?
read. So like, I just didn't want to watch it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I overwatched it.
Yeah,
So
because
like,
you got to find the right video, dude.
right, you know what I'm saying? I got tired of scrolling,
Yeah.
so I started reading porn.
What? What?
Yeah. Yeah, son.
How do you read porn, dog?
It's called erotica.
I've heard of this.
Okay, so like
Okay.
there's like a whole website for it, and I would find it and just, dude, I would fucking read and read.
For our listeners out there, what is this website called?
I don't remember.
Yeah, conveniently. That's crazy.
If you just type in erotic porn on Google, you'll find it. It's like a blue website.
That is lit. Okay.
But like that's what like I tell my baby mama while she's feeding her kids, or you know what I'm saying, like
I'm
doing.
reading this ebook.
Yeah, I'm reading a book, and she's like, "Oh, what's it about?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing." Like Greg, I'm reading Game of
Somebody's
Thrones.
sister got caught in the dryer.
You know what I'm saying? Like I knew certain shit that I read she didn't want to read, so I'd be like, "Oh, dude, I'm reading like Game of Thrones," or like, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you fucking cooks,
Oh,
bro.
no.
Shit.
But like, and she believed me. You know what I'm saying? So I'd sit there in fucking hours because I'm tweaked out, and I'd fixate on that. So like, dude, I'm reading and I'm reading and I'm reading and I'm reading, and then finally, like, I'm like, oh man, this like getting me to the point where like my dick's getting hard because
Oh,
my dick won't get hard, and I'm like,
right.
come on, let's go in the room. My dick goes off.
Oh, and you can't like read it while you're trying to do it
No,
or
because that's
anything. It's not. It's
embarrassing.
not like
Like,
porn where you can put on like a movie and do your thing. It's like
right, like you have to like be in it.
yeah,
You
because
know
no
what I'm
girl wants you looking at your phone while you're trying to do the naked monkey dance. You
saying?
can't
You
do
know what I'm
that,
saying?
bro.
Like, hey, read this out loud to me while we fuck. You know what I'm saying? How
Mm,
embarrassing that is.
yeah. Okay, so like moving forward, I mean, like, did you ever get into like IV usage with the heroin or meth?
Yeah, like so like the most of my drug usage life was snorting and smoking
Okay.
and eating it.
Now this is both drugs. Like
Yeah,
we were smoking
I
heroin
was
too.
smoking heroin. I was eating heroin. Like I had friends that shot up, but like until the very end, I say the last 6 months, I was like against it. I'd be like, dude, keep your fucking needles away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're a fucking junkie. I'm not a junkie, and that's how I looked at him. You know what I'm saying? It's till now that I look at him like, dude, I was a junkie too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never really looked at it until I went to rehab, and then I was like, oh fuck, I am a junkie. But like, you know, they mix it up and make too much in their shot, and they didn't want to do it all, and I'd squirt the rest of it in my mouth and drink
Hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying?
So this is like all right, because I'm not a huge drug user. I never was like a big drug guy. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, like you probably put a few things in front of me, and I wouldn't know what the fuck you were showing me. How many different ways can you do this shit?
What, heroin?
Yeah. So like now, like I'm discovering we could snort it, smoke it, and shoot it.
Start smoke it, shoot it,
And now you're telling me we can ingest it.
and I ate it. Yeah,
Holy fuck! Is there anything else?
you can boof it.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
mm, man, I want to. Hey, all my listeners out there, if you're the guy out there that shoved heroin up your ass, I need you on this couch
You're the truth.
next episode,
If
bro.
you made it, you're the truth.
God damn. So let's move forward a little bit. Let's press the fast forward button.
Okay.
At what part did you see this was getting problematic for you?
Um. So I think it was like right after Lucy was born. So Lucy was born in 2019. That's my daughter.
Okay.
2019. She's born.
And how old were you at this point?
Lucy was born when I was 25.
Okay, so you're a young parent at this point.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Like my dad had me at 25. You know what I'm saying? So
All
like
right.
25, 26, I'm kind of like, oh shit. You know, I have a kid. I have a fucking drug problem that's like beyond what I thought it would ever become.
Yeah, at this point, you're recognizing that this thing's a monster.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I'm really like being able to comprehend what's going on because at this point I've done detox like, dude, 100 times.
So you were trying to kind of like clean yourself up.
Yeah,
Like you was
like
bouncing detox centers and shit.
no, I never went to detox or I never went to rehab. Dude, the first time I went to rehab was when Sonny died.
Okay.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
Sonny is
My youngest.
wow. Okay, we're gonna get into that if you're
Yeah.
cool with it. All right.
Yeah, dude.
So we're getting to the problematic stage. Like, oh, this is a problem. Like,
Yeah. So like, I break it off with my baby mama.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? Me and her get into this fucking huge fight, and I'm like, look, dude, like, we need to get sober for her,
sure,
and we
yeah.
can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to figure something out. And the longer we sit here and do this fucking little bullshit dance we got going on, the worse we treat her. The
Okay.
worse life we give her. Like, it's nothing for her. It's all like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm on the same page with you. I'm following.
Okay.
All right, so
And then, so I move out of our apartment. I
mhm.
move in with my godmother. You know, I was like, look, I don't know what to do or anything like that. Like, I ain't been using because I had stopped doing heroin because we both overdosed, and then I stopped for like, dude, a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just was doing meth and smoking weed and popping pills and doing acid and like all this other shit. But I was like, heroin is the devil. You know what I'm saying? And we started doing heroin again, and she overdosed, and like, you know, she falls off the couch. My little girl's laying on the floor. She falls right next to my little girl. I pick up my little girl. I run. I go get the Narcan. I Narcan her. She sits up. She's like, "What the fuck is your problem?" I'm like, "Dude, you were dead. Like you were dead. You were. I was about to have to call 911."
Oh man.
And she's like, "Oh, you're fucking just bullshit and this, that, and the other." And she goes in the room. And I call my nanny. I'm like, "Come get me, please." You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come get me. So I let my nanny know what's going on. Me and Savannah both like just take our shit out of the apartment and we go our separate ways. Um, and then a few weeks later, she comes because we were doing like visitation. You know what I'm saying? We were doing 2, 2, and 3, and I was mentally trying to prepare to fucking start taking her to court. You know what I'm saying? Start the process. I was about to try to see a lawyer and get all that rolling to try to get some kind of custody.
Okay.
Um,
And right now we're still in full blown addiction.
Oh yeah, like
Fuck.
like just paused. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't using, I ain't smoking meth, I ain't doing heroin, I ain't drinking. I'm just trying to do it on my own. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Seeing how far that would get
Kind of
me.
white knuckle it there.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? Just to be a better parent. And so I move in with her, and then she comes over there and pick up Lucy, and she's like, "Hey, I gotta tell you something." I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I'm pregnant."
Oh fuck.
And I was like, "Damn, that sucks." You know what
Yeah.
I'm
No
saying?
shit.
And so at first, because she was with somebody else, one of my friends that she, was fucking around with,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I hope it ain't his. Well, I hope it is and not mine. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
trying to be a dick.
We can hope for it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then, so I don't go to none of the appointments with her or nothing. Around 6 months, I'm like, that's mine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's my kid.
You kind of making peace with it.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So like then I, do all the fucking dad duties and let me step back into her life and this, that, and the other. And the whole time she's getting loaded, and I didn't know about it. So then
While she's pregnant, she's getting laid.
Yeah, you know,
Fuck, man.
I didn't know it for a good little minute, and then I start doing it with her. Once I found out, I was like pissed, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, give it to me too. If
Yeah,
we're both going to be doing, I mean, if you're going to do it while you got the baby, we both might as well do it.
bro.
You know, so that happens, and COVID happens, and then
So we're getting into the COVID area.
yeah,
Okay.
and so we have the baby, and they let us leave the hospital, and like we both knew, like when Sonny's when they test Sonny's like Marconium, which is like the first shit. When they test that, they're gonna find all kind of fucking shit in it,
Yeah, no shit. They're gonna do
and they're
blood
not
work.
gonna let us go home with the baby. Well, they let us fucking leave.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? And I was
Okay.
like, holy shit, we got away with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in a fucking hospital while she's going into labor in the bathroom, fucking nodding out and shit.
Mm.
Dude, it was bad. Like it was fucking bad towards the end, son.
Okay.
And so like we did all that, and you know, had the baby. They fucking pop us, and we're fucking hotel to hotel, and they want to come do a home visit. Well, DCFS wants to come do a home visit to make sure that we, you know, have safe living conditions, and we're in a fucking hotel.
Right.
So we go stay at her sister's house, and they come over there, and then the jig is up, son.
Yeah, yeah,
The,
yeah.
the
I
jig
mean,
is
like,
up. I mean, they knew. Don't get me wrong. They fucking knew.
and like this whole time, y'all probably look like shit.
Dude,
Y'all probably
trash.
look
I see
fucking
Sam.
cooked.
Sam, if you're watching this, she sent me a picture of myself holding Lucy when Lucy was a baby with our dog, and I look like fucking trash.
Oh man.
And she's like, "It's such a sweet moment," and I understand where she was coming from.
Right.
But dude, I look fucking bad.
Damn,
Like I
dude.
look like Skeletor, son. It's
Shit.
bad.
So like this is like her family
Yeah,
coming over. Y'all just had a new baby. Y'all look like shit. Y'all are in shit living conditions. Y'all are still fucking using, and
yeah, and
like these people are seeing this from the outside looking in. They're like, my guy, this is a bad picture.
yeah.
Like
Well,
shit.
like, and I know they knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's no doubt in my mind that they fucking knew.
Okay, yeah, right. I
You know what
mean,
I'm
it's
saying?
kind of hard to miss.
But I don't think they knew that how extreme it was.
Okay, you're right.
Or they did. I don't know.
And
I
I
guess
can relate to that too.
they were
Yeah.
just letting us live our lie. You know what I'm saying? But so that all happens. Um, you know, we decide this is it. We're gonna go. We're gonna move.
Okay.
We're gonna move to Bogalusa.
Yeah, relocation.
You know what I'm saying? So the night that we were like, okay, cool, whatever. So we go to sleep at her sister's. Her dad's supposed to pick us up and then bring us to Bogalusa. And all this time, her mom's got fucking colon cancer and it's got like Xanax and like pain pills and all this
Fuck
shit
yeah,
that
the
she's
Holy
not
Grail,
taking.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? And she lets us sleep in her room. So we got me, Savannah, Lucy, and Sunny all in one room. And we have a bassinet, like a playpen where we put her in to sleep, but we don't put her in there. And we wake up the next morning and Sunny's dead.
Oh my god, bro.
And the night before, we found the Xanax and the pain pills, and so we started taking them to help us sleep and not detox.
Right, right, right.
You know what I'm
Because y'all
saying?
are withdrawals.
Yeah. You know, to fight the withdrawals.
Like you're waking up and your kid's dead, bro, and that's heavy. But
Yeah.
our solution is we're gonna use.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like, I wake up.
Like what happens right there? I mean, like what happens whenever y'all like discover like, okay, our kid's dead.
So like
Like,
at first, it didn't feel real. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? Like it did not feel like I was the parent waking up and seeing my daughter blue. You know what I'm saying? Like it took a minute for it to actually fucking hit. You know what I'm saying? Like me and her get out of bed. We wake Lucy up. They're like, "Hey, Mike's gonna be here in a couple of minutes." So we're like, "Oh fuck, we overslept." Let me get Lucy up and get her dressed and brush her teeth, and me get dressed and brush my teeth. Savannah, get up, change Sunny, please, and I'm gonna take care of Lucy. This, that, and the other. And she's like, "Well, where is she?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" You know what I'm saying? Like she was in the bed with us, and so we're like, "Oh, well, like Matt or somebody must have come got her in the middle of the night if she was crying and we didn't hear her." And then we kind of like pulled the pillows apart and there's Sunny.
oh,
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, dude, she fell between the pillows. You know what I'm saying? And then I looked at her and I was like, wait a minute. There's something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And like, I pick her up and I'm like, I run in the living room, I'm like, hey, like she's not breathing. You know what I'm saying? And they take her from me and they're trying to do CPR. I'm just watching them like, lost,
Right.
confused.
I
My
mean,
brain isn't comprehending what's going on. And it isn't until Sam starts screaming and call 911 that it fucking just like all clicks. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And I'm like, oh my God.
Mm,
And so in that moment, I can't say that I blame her or blame myself. I blame both of us because we're wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, after doing like, and this is just talking like after everything and going to treatment and talking about it in therapy and in group and all this shit and talking into it with my sponsor, I fucking like tried to find ways to make myself understand that like it happens to anybody.
yeah.
Um, I still have a lot of guilt behind it. I think I'll always have that guilt. I have
I
peace
mean,
with it.
sure, this is like one of the heaviest things that a parent can absolutely endure.
Right.
I mean, like, there's no way that you're going to be all right after that. Like, I don't care if it's like 40 years from down the road, this memory is still probably going to be fresh
Oh,
for you, bro.
now like there's nights where like so I take sleeping medicine, I take Unisom to sleep, like
Hell
over the
yeah.
counter, you know what I'm saying? And
Do you boof it?
I snort it. Uh the gel tabs. But there's nights where like the Unisom will give me insomnia.
Hmm.
Some nights where I fight through the
Yeah, if you
Unisom.
miss that little window.
Yeah, there's like if I'm watching something, I'm really into it, I miss the fucking window and I'm stuck awake for a little while.
Mm.
And then I've noticed that that little window causes me, well, that little time I stay up causes me to have a nightmare. Now, some nightmares, I will relive that whole fucking morning
Oh my God, dude.
from the point of waking up until the point of the detective showing up and questioning us. And I can't get out of it. You know what I'm saying? And that happened from like the night after to a year later, almost every night. I just relived and relived and relived and relived that moment. And at first I thought like my brain is fucking like making me relive this because I can't believe that this really happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And then there was a part of me that believed that like I had to relive that to remind myself that like if I don't fucking grow up and I don't do what I'm supposed to do and I don't stop doing what I'm doing, this situation or worse can happen to me again.
Or worse.
Or worse.
Yeah, or worse.
You know what I'm saying? And so like
I mean, it's pretty bad. The whole situation that you just threw at us is like huge, but there is worse.
oh there is.
There's definitely worse out there.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off my head right now because this is has a lot of gravity, what you're telling
yeah.
me. But there has to be worse out there. Okay, so we're at the point where I mean, your child is deceased. Now we're about to go to rehab, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I go to rehab for the first time. Well, so they put us like in this family preservation court. It's like drug court for families, basically. And like, if you do all the right things and you take all the classes and do all this shit that they ask you to do,
sure.
you get your kid back. And if you
Okay,
don't, the kid goes into the state and you never see him again. And so they were like, we're going to do outpatient. And I was like, no, not having it. And they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's bullshit because I need to go, like, I need to be locked away somewhere for a little while.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, after this is 2 weeks after Sonny died, and they're like, "Oh, we're doing outpatient." I was like, "Y'all want me to kill myself?
Yeah, no shit.
Y'all are
Like,
setting me up to let me fucking give y'all my kid. I want to at least fighting chance." So they sent me to fucking Lark in Rayville,
okay.
worst fucking rehab I've ever been to.
Is it, bro? It's worse than Rayville Recovery.
It's like the
I'm not sitting here talking shit on rehab
no.
centers either. Look,
Let
we're
me
not.
just
We're not. We're just frequent flyers.
yeah.
Okay.
Let me just say this for my first experience in rehab. I'm glad it was Rayville Recovery, but I'm also not.
Right.
And I learned a lot about myself and shit there, but like at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just bad, son.
Really.
Yeah, dude. It was my roommate.
Well, okay. So, like, I mean, and I know what you mean because I've been there before. That was my first rehab center as well, dude. Um, yeah, I thought every rehab was gonna be like that. So
Dude,
like
100%. And like, I had friends that went to rehab and cousins and shit like that, and was like,
now look, if you're watching this, if you're a viewer and you're watching this and you're in Louisiana and you're thinking about going to rehab and Rayville Recovery has a bed for you right now and no other place
go,
does, go.
go, 100% go.
Go. Don't fucking sit here and let what we're saying on this video
Oh,
right now
by no means do I.
say, oh, this is a bad place.
Yeah,
No, there are counselors in there that know what they're doing.
yeah, by no means do I mean don't go to fucking rehab. If it's Rayville Recovery and they have a bed and that's the only bed open, take the motherfucker.
Take that bed.
Because you might learn something that, like, I guess I was too biased or just going through too much shit to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, to want to know. But at the same time, it got me sober for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was my first experience.
If anything, I got 28 days out of it.
Right. And that was my first experience in sobriety. And they were like telling me to come to Monroe. You know?
Yeah, same.
And I was like, I can't. You know
Same.
what I'm saying? I don't know, like, what the court wants me
Oxford
to do.
House was like, hey, bro, y'all come over here. We got beds open, you know, sober
Right.
living, and then
Dude, they
painted
were
a great
like,
picture and everything.
oh, we highly suggest you go. And I was like, dude, I want to. Like, I really want to go to sober living, but, like, they want me to go back home. And I have to go to court and all this shit. And, like, I don't have transportation to go 5 fucking hours.
It's crazy how something always pulls us back home whenever we have the option to relocate, right?
And, like, dude, I almost had a year sober down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I moved into the Bridge House, and that was a fucking time, son. That's where I met Ian and Rich and all them. And, like, that was my first, like, experience with, like, long-term sobriety and going to meetings and, like, getting a sponsor and, you know, half-assing a fucking anything. You know what I'm saying? In AA. But I learned how to make friends and I learned how to, you know, do sober shit and, like,
so we fellowshipping,
talking about, you know, things that are going on, learning how to take accountability for my actions, like all that shit in this place. You know what I'm saying? But I was too already biased of this can't last forever because I need to get out and have my kid back home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I stayed there.
At Lark.
No, I stayed at the Sissy Bridge House. I was at Lark for 28 days. And then
you got out and you went to the
Bridge House.
Okay.
I stayed there for...
And you're in Homa? Okay.
And so I stayed there for about 90 days.
At the Bridge House?
At the Bridge House.
Okay.
And I did everything that they asked of me. You know what I'm saying? Got a sponsor, all this shit. And then they were like, you know, you're qualified to work now. So I went to work. And then they were like, hey, we have this, like, second step of living. It's like here and then independent. And I was like, cool, let me get the independent living, like, right now.
Yeah, let me get my own room, goddamn it.
You know what I'm saying?
Please.
And so
let me have some privileges.
I'll leave there and go to the independent living, but I still had to go back, like, once a week to do group and shit. And I start working at a restaurant and I start fucking getting drunk.
No.
Yeah.
Crazy how that happens.
Yeah, so I'm like,
in your first 90 days.
No, it wasn't in the first 90 days. It was like, dude, I was like almost a year and a half sober.
Oh, shit.
No, not a year and a half, half a year sober.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 6 months.
And I just like fucking like, woo.
Where you think you fell off at? I mean, like, where you think the defense went down? Like, where we're at right there?
I started talking to my baby mama.
Oh, shit. Not the women.
Dude, yeah.
Not the women.
Dude, every time. So, like, she comes back in and it's like, hey, I want to make things right.
Of course.
You know, because
life is good again.
She's in a fucking treatment center and they're making her do steps and all this shit. And, you know, we're both, like, doing what we're
finally thinking clear.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, holy shit. Okay. Let's do it.
Mm.
We go on one fucking, like, road trip to New Orleans. We come back home.
That was a great idea.
Oh, yeah. And then we, like, I don't remember, but I start sneaking around because I'm not supposed to have anybody sleeping at the independent living place. So I started letting her spend the fucking night. And then slowly but surely, like...
What she was doing? You was, like, getting her through the window? Or
no,
like
she was just walking through the front door.
Fuck yeah.
Because I lived with Ian, and Ian really didn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, whatever, do what you want, I don't care. I'm like, all right, cool. So, and she's at the Oxford House, but, like, so she starts spending the night, and then I find out some shit. You know, I find out she's getting loaded through some people in AA. Because
all we got to do is talk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know a bunch of people, and she's just coming into the program down there. So, like, they're like, hey, look, I know this is going on. And I'm like, damn. So I'm gonna have to like confront her about it and talk to her about it.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's who I am. And so I talked to her about it, and she's like, yeah, da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, bitch, you loaded right now? And she's like, yeah, da, 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 da. I'm like,
Oh man.
oh, bitch, give me some. You know what I'm saying?
Oh bro.
So like, there it goes again, dude. I'm back off.
And did you like whenever you fell back off? Did you go like even deeper, or we're pretty much at the same usage, or
So
like
that's when I started like shooting up, and I mean,
that's where you started shooting up?
yeah,
Holy shit,
yeah. So
bro!
like we started,
Like this whole time you was snorting,
yeah,
and now you're shooting.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So like it just started getting a little bit worse as the days went on.
Okay.
Like to the point where we were living in her van. Our friend Megan died, and instead of going to the funeral, we just decided to get a title loan on her car and buy buku dope with it and buy a hotel room for a week and just fucking sit in the room and get loaded.
Dude.
So we do all that.
Heaven on earth.
Yeah. Oh, it's great, dude. I felt like I was fucking living, son. I felt like a rock
damn.
star. I don't know what was going on, son.
Okay.
And so we do all that, then the money runs out.
Okay.
So now we have to drive the fucking car back to Homa because we can't be stuck in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? So we go back to Homa, and
the dealer definitely won this bet. Time to get out the casino.
yeah. So like we get there and she's like, I think I'm leaving. And I was like, excuse me? And she's like, I think I'm leaving. I was like, where the fuck are you gonna go?
Yeah, bitch, where you going?
I'm going to my sister's. And I was like,
okay.
Okay. And she's like, you can't come with me. And I was like,
oh,
what am I gonna do? And she's
right.
like, I don't know, but that's up to you. Like you gotta figure that out. I can't figure that out for you. And I was like, you fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah,
damn.
I mean,
like why
the
why did
audacity.
why did I allow this to happen knowing this is where it was going? You know what I'm saying? Because I knew this is where it was going. And so
yeah, you had to have some kind of inclination.
So I sit in the fucking car for 2 weeks by myself, driving it around from location to location to location to location, the parking lot to like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're sleeping in the car.
Sleeping in the car, not taking a fucking shower, going nuts.
And you're like probably fucking like
paranoid
every time,
as a motherfucker.
Paranoid as fuck, but not only that, like anytime you stop using, your body automatically goes to fucking detox mode. So you're sweating this shit out.
Dude,
so you fucking stink.
Dude, it was bad. Like when so look, this is how embarrassed I was when okay, so I talked to a friend and I was like, I need to take a shower.
Yeah.
And they were like, why, what's going on? And they didn't know, like I didn't tell them. They knew, but I didn't tell them until that point. I was like, I need to take a shower. And they were like, why, what's going on? You know, like, what you got going on?
Yeah, bro.
Like,
what's up?
I relapsed. And they were like, oh, we know. And I was like, Jesus. And they were like, well, we were just waiting on you to be honest. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, all right. So they let me take a shower. And then I do it again. I go out for another fucking like 6-7 days. And then I call my nanny and I'm like, I have no fucking. I'm going to rehab because they called and got me a bed at Palmetto.
You hit a whole new rock bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I call my nanny and I'm so fucking embarrassed because like I said, it's been a week and I'm sitting in this fucking car and it's the middle of October. So I stink and I'm hot and I'm sweaty and the car ain't got no fucking AC.
Fuck.
I ain't been eating. I've been riding to Walmart and Rouse's and fucking walking in and stealing something and hurry up and walking out and driving off.
Hell yeah.
Hoping that I didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, you know, I'm like, hey, look, come get me. I have a fucking, you know, I'm going to go to rehab in 3 days. Like, please come get me. Save me. You know what I'm saying? And so I spent, you know, 3-4 days detoxing on her couch. No, this was November because it was right before Thanksgiving when I went to Palmetto. And I spent the week of Thanksgiving detoxing on the couch and they came get me before Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving.
Palmetto came get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Medicaid
van.
And brought me
that
to
was
Palmetto.
that was my first chariot too.
And so did I get there and I'm like, yo, what the fuck have I done? You know what I'm saying? I done burnt it all the way to the ground. I done already fucking like transferred my fucking rights over. Well, terminated my rights and gave my rights to Sam of Lucy. You know what I'm saying? Because like in my head, I'm fucked up. I'm done. This is it. You know, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to get her back.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing left to take.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know where this is going, but like,
Somebody could have probably told you was going to prison the next day, and you probably would have been all right with it.
yeah, I'd have been like, dude, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll see you
Fuck.
there. You know what I'm saying? And so I get to Palmetto, man, and like I get, sorted into my cabin and like, meet the people in my cabin. And the first 3 days are rough because like
Yeah.
I'm fucking detoxing and
And you're in Librium City.
you know what I'm
Fuck
saying? Like,
me.
and everybody's super happy and like you gotta follow all these rules.
Yeah,
And I'm
bro.
like, okay, this is fucking bullshit, whatever. But like, I had nowhere else to go, so like I had to follow those fucking rules.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like I was like, fuck it, I'll just get on the train. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, let's do it.
Okay.
And so I, go to group. And at first I'm like, I'm not fucking doing this assignment. I'm not
Right.
doing this assignment.
Fuck that 5-5-15.
Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit don't even make sense.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Not even a little bit.
Like, what the fuck? So like, whatever,
I
I
don't
do
even
it.
understand the question.
Yeah. So I do it.
Yeah.
I turn it in, and they're like, this ain't good enough.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you didn't
Right.
work, you didn't try hard enough. I was like, fuck y'all. And Joseph, if you watch this, I love you and you saved my life and I appreciate it. But I had Joseph as my first counselor.
Okay.
And what was crazy is like,
I think he's one of the best.
dude, what was crazy is like, I walked into that situation not expecting like, I was expecting a mean counselor or like, you know what I'm saying? Because I've dealt with.
There's somebody who's just like, fuck you, boy.
Yeah.
You know, like some crazy shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, kind of like Jared. But like, at Lark, stop. At Lark, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Fucking
the
baby
counselor I
shit.
had over there really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
So that's what I was expecting when I got to
and I
Palmetto.
can relate, dude, because like my first counselor at Rayville Recovery, bro, like I don't even think that dude smoked a cigarette in his life. It was just like there's differences, bro. Like so,
Right,
like
you can tell.
like there's some counselors that like went to school and they kind of understand it and like that's great and everything, and like some of them are all right for some people, but then there are these counselors that were like, bro, the fucking real life crackheads, you know, like
Right.
real life fucking alcoholics and addicts that have been through the trenches and they can smell your bullshit coming a mile away because they did it. You know what I'm saying? If there's a name for it, it's been done.
Right, and they
You know what I'm
see
saying?
it. They
Right.
see it, and they can sense it, and they smell it. It's like a fucking shark.
And if I had to go back to treatment tomorrow, that's the guy I want to fucking counsel me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So like, he sits me down. He brings me to his office, and he's like, "Look, just do your best. It ain't gotta be fucking perfect.
right, we're not setting records.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be fucking, like you're not gonna get a grade on this. You're just doing this.
Yeah, nobody gets an A in rehab.
Right. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go back and I do it. And he's like, that's that's what I want every time you do an assignment. And like, I guess that little bit of encouragement went like a fucking mile.
Right. So
Because,
is that where the light came on?
well, not yet. So
Okay.
the light came on when I did my next assignment. Dude, it's been so long since I've been to rehab.
Honesty packet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, on that one, that's when the light came on.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like there was this point where like I was like, shit don't matter to me. Like I just gotta say something to make it, sound good.
Right. We just got to put words on the paper.
Yeah. And then I'm like reading it back to myself. I'm like, because like I have a little bit of education, so I'm like, nigga, this shit sounds stupid. Boy, this sounds stupid.
It's 2025. We're here, bro.
Okay.
All right.
I was like, boy, this sounds fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, do better. And so I like start doing a little bit better.
Okay.
Start doing a little bit better. And then like it got to the point where like COVID happened at Palmetto.
So, yeah, that was great.
So
right?
We got stuck in our cabins with the people that's in our cabins, and we have counselors per cabin. And I got a different counselor.
Okay.
So I get Jeff.
Okay.
So
still good.
Oh, dude, amazing.
Great.
So like I get Jeff, and he's like harder on me. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, no, this is not good enough.
Right.
You have to have this by next week. Or you have to have this by 2 days from now. You have nothing to do. You're stuck in your cabin. Finish it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
Pen the paper.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't got shit to do. Might as well.
Fuck it.
You know what I'm saying? And I just let all the real shit pour out.
Okay.
And I read it out in group. And there was this moment where like I was waiting for the and all this bullshit. And like it was silence. And he looked at me, he was like, I'm proud of you.
Okay, there it is.
You know what I'm saying? Boom. Okay. I was like, I felt good after. Like, where I thought I would feel like shit and like be clowned, I felt good. So I was like, wait a minute, there's something to this.
All right, so now we're like an all-star rehab patient now,
Yeah,
during
yeah.
COVID.
Now, fuck that. I'm doing every assignment the best of my ability. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? And so I I go in the group one day, and he's like, "We're gonna talk to your inner child." And I was like,
to your what?
"My inner child."
Your inner child.
And I was like,
Okay.
"All right, let's do it." You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Because
Wild,
like,
wild subject, but
yeah, you
okay.
know what I'm saying. I was like, because I had mentioned in my honesty packet that like I've been molested as a
Okay.
kid and stuff like that, and so like he's like, "Let's talk to that kid," and I'm like, "Piece of shit."
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I can't tell you no. It's too
Right.
late. We're here. So he's like, close your eyes. And I'm like, all right. So I fucking close my eyes. And I'm like sitting there giggling. Like I felt stupid.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, picture yourself as a child at the age when it all started. I was like,
Mm,
all right. I was like, okay. And he's like, do you see him? And I was like, yeah, I see him. So he made me describe him. And I described him. He's like, okay. So you see him and he's what does he look upset? Is he smiling? Like how's he look? And I explained it. He's like, all right, now picture yourself as your age right now. And I was like me here, sitting here. He's like, yeah. So he's like, now make them walk into the same frame. So I made little me and older me walk into the same frame. He's like, now bend down and hug him. And it still gets me. Uh, that was like one of the most powerful things I've ever done in my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Like for myself internally.
okay.
Um, because like it wasn't just hug him. It was hug him and let him know that you're not gonna let anything happen to that kid again.
Oh, heavy.
You know what I'm saying? And I fucking broke down crying. You
Yeah,
know,
I
I got tears
guess,
in my
bro.
eyes right
Yeah, I'm
now.
kind of like, ugh,
You know what I'm
ugh,
saying?
shit.
And I never understood. I didn't understand it at first, and I was mad, and like I was like, "Why are you making me do this?"
Right.
And then I asked to talk to him after group, and I was like, "Yeah, what's the fucking point of that?" And he's like, "Because now your younger self inside of you can learn to appreciate the older you because you just tried to heal your younger self."
Man.
And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Like I guess I mean that makes sense. And then at that point is when I stopped feeling sorry for myself.
Okay.
I stopped feeling sorry for myself for the way other people treated me, but the way I treated myself too.
Man, and that was important for me too. I had to quit. I had to get out of that funk of like poor me, poor me, poor me kind of shit.
Yeah. Because I mean, at the end of the day, everybody in the fucking world has rough days. Like I seen something the other day that said like we all just have to realize that there is no instruction manual to being a fucking adult. Everybody's just fucking winging it and doing their best.
Right.
You know, and that hit me really hard because like I mean, besides from doing the sober life and shit and like being sober and like I can only go off of what people tell me. I
Correct.
can go only go off of my own experiences. I can only go off of what I'm shown.
Sure.
I'm like a kid in sobriety.
Naturally, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only way that works, only way sobriety works for me is if I follow the right role models. If I have the wrong role models in sobriety, like I did as a child, that led me to the drugs, I'm gonna go back to the drugs again.
So, like, kind of like one of them birds of a feather concepts.
Yeah,
All right.
you know.
So, we're in rehab. We got honest with ourselves. We quit feeling sorry for ourselves. The light is on where we're at now, man.
They're like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "I don't know." You know what I'm saying? I was
Right,
like,
right.
"I have
Nobody.
nowhere to fucking go," and they're
Like,
like,
once that light comes on, you are willing to do whatever the fuck they're telling you to do. You know what I'm
"Right."
saying?
I was like, "How about this? How about you tell me where I'm going?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Because I got switched back to Joseph for the end of my rehab."
Okay.
So like I got an experience with Joseph. I got a crazy experience with Jeff, and then I go back to Joseph.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So like I done been built up a little bit, broken back down, and built back up, and now, you know, he's like, "Where do you want to go?" And I'm like, "I trust you. Send me where you want to send me." And I think that was like one of the most pivotal points in my sobriety, in
Okay.
my life, like as an adult, was
Yeah.
allowing another man
Same.
that I trusted, that I respected, to send me wherever the fuck he wanted to send me. And I got sent to Benson's.
Okay, but nobody knows what Benson's is. So,
So in Monroe, we have a Benson is in my opinion, a very well respected person. in sobriety.
Don't kiss his
I'm
ass.
not kissing his ass. I mean, he's fucking garbage too. But like, he no man, like he owns a sober living out here, and a lot of people out here, if they hear that you're in Benson's house, like they know you're doing good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they know that.
If you're at a Brown house, if you're at Benson house,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
Sober Zone, Terry Brown's, Benson's. You know, they know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
pretty much, yeah. So basically, we're at sober living now. But in a nutshell, we're at sober living.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm in sober living, and
how was that concept for you, bro? Like being in Homa, like all your people, all your families from Homa and shit, and they're telling you you're about to live in Monroe, Louisiana, North fucking Louisiana.
I was okay with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
was not.
when they were like,
I was fucking not.
really?
Fuck no, dude.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, dude? Like, I gotta go live in Monroe. I don't know nobody. Y'all's food sucks. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, I feel that and I get that.
And now I'm gonna share a room with a guy for the next few months or year or however
Bitch,
long
I
it
just
takes.
did it with 4 at Palmetto. You know what I'm saying? That didn't bother me.
And that's the shit that broke me too. They was like, well, you just got done doing it basically. So
Yeah,
like, what's the
like,
fucking difference? So
yeah.
I'm like, ah, shit, no difference. Let's go.
Right. So like, I get well. Benson picks me up, man, and he picks me up, dude, and I'm just like, "Hey, what's up?" And they were like, "Hey, this is Benson." And I was like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Ronnie." And he's like, "Let's go. You ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we drive, and we get like, so now I know where I was, but when we first got here, dude, I'm like, we're riding down 18th, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, we're passing by like McDonald's and shit, and we turn off of the interstate and go down like, over the bridge.
Yeah, like real life is back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's all hitting me like, oh wait, there's
You're free.
still a world out here.
Yeah, you're free.
So we're going down Louisville, and he's like, look, I don't play no shit. You're gonna do what the fuck I asked you to do.
Sounds like him.
If you got a problem with it, you can find somewhere else to live. You don't have to keep my address; it's yours. And I was like, damn, nigga, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no bullshit.
Damn, okay. So you're like fucking being straight up. And so like he set his expectations and let me know what he expected. And I was like, okay, cool.
Cool.
The very next day.
Fucking up. Fucking up.
So I get there and there's this dude over there already.
I really hear it coming.
Yeah. So look, there's this dude here already. And like, dude, we're fucking like chilling and getting to know each other, going our separate rooms. I oversleep. Because like at Benson's, dude, if you're not up before 8 o'clock and leaving the fucking house, you're in trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you don't have a job.
Yeah, if you ain't got a job, you better be looking for fucking one.
Right.
And so like, I didn't take it too serious. Dude, the fucking house manager comes home and he's like, hey, Benson's on the phone. He wants to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I did wrong. And he's like, dude, why aren't you out fucking looking for a job? And I'm like, my bad. And he's like, my bad, nothing. Fucking, what are you waiting on? Like, do you want somewhere else to live? And I was like, no. Like, I'm on my way. I'm leaving right now. Don't worry, I'm getting dressed. You know what I'm saying?
You better go pound that fucking concrete, boy.
Bro, I was embarrassed too. Yeah, because like one thing, so I had a phone.
No, that's dude, I can definitely relate. Benson has a way of making people feel like this fucking small if he wants to, bro. Like, so yeah. I get it, dude.
Yeah, and see, like Benson was super hard on me at first, man, and I really appreciated it because, like,
at the end of the day, it's love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I didn't see it like that at first. I was like, damn, this nigga just hate me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, he just don't fucking like me. Like,
but he's been in those trenches too, so he
you know what I'm saying. And I never really. I mean, he's explained his story to me, the drive home, to the house, and he drops me off and leaves, and I'm kind of like, oh, whatever. You know.
So now we're in sober living, and we're getting a job, and like where are we at? So that was like rehab number 1. Let's get here. Let's get where you're at on this couch right here. So did a relapse happen in there?
Yeah. So I relapsed last year. No, 2023.
Okay. 2 years ago.
Was that May?
April or May.
Yeah. So
April or May.
I got into a relationship.
No shit.
That.
Why is it always the women? Women, if you're looking at this. So.
That everybody told me not to fucking do.
It's definitely not our fault.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like. But everybody told me not to fucking do this.
Sure.
And I'm like, No.
Once again, I can
You
relate.
don't. You don't understand.
Right, it's different.
I
It's
swear to
healthy.
God.
It's
Yeah,
healthy, bro.
we get each other. So it's going good for
I
like
understand her fucking trauma.
yeah. So like it's going good for like 2 months,
No,
bro.
you know what my favorite one is? We're gonna keep each other sober. We're gonna hold each other
Dude, Vincent
accountable.
kicked me out of the house for that.
No shit.
Yeah, like he was like, you break up with her, find somewhere else to go. I was like, all right, dude, fuck you.
Damn.
That's how I ended up at Sarah's house.
Okay.
So
So we're in a new sober living
new
house.
sober living house.
Okay.
Me and the girl are like on the fucking rocks after 2 months. After I've decided to move out of Benson.
After 2 months?
It was 2 months. It was short.
Dude,
short,
y'all didn't even
short lived.
y'all don't even trauma bond right. What's wrong with y'all, dude?
I don't
God.
know, son. I don't even care about her personality.
Yeah, fuck
I
it.
don't want to know your name. I just want to bang, bang, bang.
Bang.
But that's how it went.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't give a fuck. So she just looked at me funny and I was like, hey,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, dude. I'm in sober living with a bunch of men.
Yeah,
Horny.
like, what's going
I have
on?
needs.
And I
Yes.
cannot fuck at this house. I'm about to go somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I find out, like, she's still fucking with her ex and all this shit. And I'm like, oh, you fucking bitch.
Fucking hate that.
So I stopped talking to her.
Okay.
And she, like, she starts talking to me again. And I'm like, what do you want?
Right.
Like, you're still doing the same old bullshit. And she's like, just come to the casino with me. And I'm like,
Not the casino, bro.
yeah. I was like, I ain't got no money. She's like, I'll pay for you. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, let's go. Bitch, I'm about to spend your money. You just wasting my time. I'm about to waste your money.
Yeah, facts.
So we're on the way there. And she's acting fucking weird. And I'm like, I'm sitting in the passenger seat. She's driving. I look over. I'm like, damn, bitch, what the fuck are you on? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know you're not sober.
Right.
Because, like, at this point, I was going on 2 years.
You was going on 2 years
Yeah,
at this
well,
point.
like, I was going, I had just made, I think I had just made a year and a half.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've been through sponsees and fucking watched all this shit happen with all kind of other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew this was happening.
The signs were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All the fucking sirens, bells, whistles, all going off, and I'm like, I'm lying, son.
Yeah.
So we go into the fucking casino, dude. We on the interstate, and she's like talking all fast, and I'm like, this bitch on meth.
No
Like,
shit.
I'm like, it hits me, and I'm like looking at her. I start laughing, so I just start laughing so hard. And she's like, what? And I'm like, bitch, you tweaking?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm not. And I was like, yeah, you are. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, whatever, dude. Just go to the casino. So we get to the casino, put some money in my fucking machine. She walks off. I play that bitch down fast. So I'm betting high. I go back to her. I'm like, hey, I left my cigarettes in your car. Give me your keys. So I go in the car. Cigarettes were in my fucking pocket. But I go in the car and I search around and I find the fucking meth. And I'm like,
nice.
Bet. Bitch, we about to be twat.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, because, like, bitch, I'm about to show you that you lying to me.
Right.
Because I know. Because I'm loaded.
Because I know you know that I know.
Bitch, yeah, now you gonna know that I know.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm getting loaded, dude. I fucking do, like, 2 or 3 lines off the fucking, in the car. And then I go back inside and I'm, like, sweating and, like, tweaked out, bro, immediately. And it didn't hit me that I just threw all this time away until on the drive home. I'm driving home and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I did this just to prove a point, and now I'm fucking.
Yeah.
I did this to prove a point, and now somebody else's point got proved. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I get home, man, and I just fucking. I'm like, dude, just. You know, she realized. I was like, just bring me home, man. I don't even want to be around you.
Yeah.
So I go home, and I'm sitting in the fucking sober living, and I'm in my room, and I'm like fucking nervous.
Well, at least you wasn't masturbating.
No, I was fucking too scared to. So, like, I'm like covered in sweat, and I feel sticky because of like meth makes you have this film on your body. So I'll go take me a shower, bro, and I sit on the toilet while the shower's running. I'm letting no shower heat up, man, and it like hits me. Like, dude, you just had so much time that you just threw the fuck away. And this whole time, man, like I big book, going to meetings, fucking 5 meetings a week, you know, meet with my sponsor, going to treatment centers, doing all this shit.
And where are you going to treatment centers for at this point?
Wait a second.
Well, you're out of treatment.
Yeah, but I was just bringing meetings to treatment.
So you was going to treatment centers, kind of bringing meetings.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You know, so like just giving back and like being the whole, you know, recovery, unity. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like all of it.
Completing the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Like all of it.
You hitting number 12 right there. Like just kind of keeping
Yeah.
yourself a little bit spiritually fit.
Yeah. You
Sweet.
know, and so like all that just like fades away. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm sitting in the bathroom at the sober living, sitting on the toilet, and I'm like,
Mm,
I did it again.
I get it.
I fucking did it again. And now I
Oh,
have to tell myself.
all right. So now we're back to square one. You got to tell on yourself. Are we going back to treatment?
No.
Okay.
So this time I didn't go to treatment. And I'm not saying like I don't say that to say that like I'm better than anybody or anything like that. I just say that I chose not to go to treatment. I chose to continue working and because like at that time Dustin had got me a job.
Okay.
And I started working with Dustin. So like I had just started working with Dustin and he's like, look, I'm gonna put you in this fucking sober living, I'm gonna send you to Oxford, like it's gonna be fine. Okay, so I'm moving to Oxford.
Uh huh.
You know, I've always heard like experiences of people in Oxford and how it was like a flop house and all this
Hell
shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like in my experience, that didn't happen for me because with Oxford, and I'm not, you know, knocking anybody else's experience or anything like that, but Oxford helped me more than I thought it would.
Okay.
Because I went to Oxford thinking like this ain't gonna fucking work. I already had like a already predetermined mindset of it.
Naturally.
Yeah. So like I get to Oxford and they're like, "Oh, you gotta go to this chapter meeting, this HSC meeting," and I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Okay.
And so I like go to the HSC meeting.
Which is
It's just like housing services, so like
okay.
that's where they do like fundraising and all this shit. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And they're like, "Oh, we have open positions and they have a fundraising chair." And I was like, "Man, that sounds like it'd be fun. Let me do it." You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Get
just
involved.
just trying to raise my hand and be like, "Hey, pick me." You know what I'm saying? And they fucking like, "Yeah, okay, cool, that's you." And I'm like, okay.
Now you got
Now I
responsibility.
got a responsibility in Oxford. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to stay sober. Which I mean, I take all my commitments seriously when I do, you know, take a commitment. But like that was one that I was like, dude, we're gonna fucking raise buku money because like we were raising money to go to state
Okay. Which is
where like all the Oxford houses in the state come together and do a convention.
okay.
And so, you know, I was like, fuck it, we're gonna raise money. Let's do it. So we do like what was the first one? We did a Halloween thing.
Okay.
Then we did like a Friendsgiving Christmas thing, which was
Sweet.
small. The Halloween thing was bigger because it most of the sober community, you know, what's the word? I fucking can't participated.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
I couldn't think. And then we did like a Mardi Gras ball, which was like a prom, and we all like wore, you know, suits and dressed up really nice. Dude, throat's scratchy. And it was fucking fun.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and my idea behind that was like, let's give,
Kind of just getting involved in everything.
yeah, you
All right.
know, like, shit.
You good?
Yeah,
All right.
this is big.
Yeah. Definitely the vape.
So, you know, I get involved in all that, and I get about a year sober. No, I wasn't even a year sober yet. This was last January, but no, February. Did the Mardi Gras ball, and that's when I was like, I think I'm ready to move out. Um, and so me and my now roommate Jarrett, we talked about it. He's like, dude, if you want to, we can. I was like, okay. And then I started talking to this girl in March, who I'm still currently, you know, with, even though things were rocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still have faith in that. But, like, started talking to her, and things kept getting a little more serious with her. And it got to the point where I was like, I don't want to be in sober living forever. I also don't want to
Okay.
have another relationship in sober living.
Mm.
So me and Jared decided we're going to move out. This is January No, June of last year. Dude, I don't know.
Bro, go die somewhere else,
Dude,
dog.
let me die on this
Fuck.
podcast. So like, I move out, get our own place, and this is the first time that I can say that I built something for myself
Okay.
that I love. I feel good about when I go home. I have my own keys. Like the only other person that's there is my roommate.
But you got your own bills.
I got my own bills.
You're
Like,
doing it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're doing the thing, whatever the thing is.
yeah,
You're doing
you
it.
know what I'm saying? And like, I have, this relationship that I started with this girl that I really love, and I really like feel seen and feel heard and feel understood for the first fucking time.
That's beautiful.
And
You
so,
ended up on the couch.
no,
That's crazy.
stop.
Well, I mean,
So wait, let me just. So then she moves in. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Because she's in sober living too, and like, she's like, dude, I'm tired of being sober living. Tired of having to do all this stuff that I don't fucking want to do. I just want to go to work and go home.
Okay.
And I was like, well, come live with me.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like,
Naturally. Yeah.
yeah. Like, come here, pay your insurance on your car. You know what I'm saying? Pay the things you have to pay, and just pay the lights, and you're good.
Pretty
That's it.
fair.
And so she does, and like, it was great. Still is. I still love her to death. She's still the person I look at, and like, gets real shimmery, and like the light dims. You know what I'm saying? And I get lost. You know what I'm saying? But we got pregnant.
Okay. Congrats.
Thank you. And then we lost it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Fuck. All right.
And so, like, I guess that was my first experience with that in sobriety. Because I've dealt with that getting loaded. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've dealt with that emotion and that feeling and that confusion.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I didn't care about the person I was with when I was getting loaded, and that happened. Her, I really do care about. And so I didn't know how to,
So you experienced a traumatic loss while sober and remained sober through it.
yes.
Okay.
Well, it brought up a bunch of stuff that I thought I dealt with my daughter that passed away. And I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really did not think that it was going to bring all of this up, but it did. And so, like, I went into myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I hid
Mm-hmm.
from her, and I made her deal with her emotions on her own, and I made myself deal with my emotions on my own. And instead of getting loaded to escape, I decided to fucking pick up a hobby that now I think is stupid. Hunting.
Okay.
I realized over the past couple of months that I don't even fucking like doing it.
All right.
I was just doing it to escape and not get loaded.
Maybe you just need to fixate on something else.
Right. Like, I was doing, like, I knew that, like, if I didn't do something to escape, I was going to get loaded. And so to do that, I used hunting because I could actually, like, technically escape,
Sure.
you know? And so she dealt with that alone. I dealt with what I had going on alone in the fucking woods. And we didn't speak. We didn't, we'd text throughout the day, and I'd go home and, like, I love you, da 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 da, lay in bed, watch TV, and not really talk about our emotions. Not really talk about what's going on, and always put that on the back burner. And I think that, like, that contributes to a lot of what me and her have going on right now.
And we're
like,
still sober at this point.
yeah, I'm still sober.
Okay.
And so, like, she's, dealing with her depression on her own, and I'm dealing with mine on my own. And, like, we're not talking about none of it, but we're allowing all these emotions to build up to the point where, like, we're allowing each other to misunderstand each other and not correcting each other, and, like, forgetting what was going on and why we fell in love.
Okay.
And so, misunderstandings turn into arguments, and then arguments turn to being ignored. And then she decides that I don't want to be in Monroe anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to go home with my family. And at first I was like, well, I flash out.
Yeah.
I flash out, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking ignoring me.
This
and
this is abrupt change.
dude, like record stopped. Like I run in the room. I'm like, why the fuck are you ignoring me?
A
Like,
whole fucking wall we hit.
dude. And I'm like, we were doing so good. Now you fucking ignoring me every fucking couple of days. Like we're having this fucking fight over
What the
nothing.
fuck?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like all just because I didn't just talk to her about what was going on. I just assumed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she decides I'm gonna go home. I'm like, man, fuck you. Go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave me. Do what everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then
You didn't say that.
no, I didn't say that, but I thought
Thank
that.
God.
No, I thought that.
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I felt, but I didn't say it because like, look at that's gay.
Right.
You know what I'm
A
saying?
little bit.
So like, so I was like, well, look, when you leave, it's over.
Okay.
We're done. What we have here is done. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be tough and not cry in front of her because I'm fucking like hurt.
You're a fucking man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why would I show you my fucking emotions? You want to leave.
Fuck yeah.
And so
America.
I'm like, actually, you can get out my fucking bed.
Right.
You can go sleep on the couch.
Mm.
And so I put her on the fucking couch.
Oh, you thought I was talking about that couch?
No, this couch.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I know.
Shit, man.
You stupid.
All right.
No, so I put her on the couch, man, and I go in there and I'm like, pack your shit, da 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 da, and I keep walking back and in and out, and I can see every time that I walk in, like she's hiding her face. And I go lay in the room and I turn off the TV and I'm trying to go to sleep. And I just felt so fucking guilty.
Mm.
Like how, like, and it
It's
wasn't
crazy how those emotions come up in sobriety because, like, we're actually feeling the raw emotion and not masking it with whatever the fuck we want to mask it with.
right. Well, not only that, but like, dude, it was crazy because it wasn't even like it wasn't my voice that heard like I heard. You know what I'm saying? It was like not my own, but it was how you say you love her and then do her that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get up and I go in the living room. I'm like, look, I'm sorry. Just come to bed. I can't make you sleep on the couch. And so, you know, I'm still upset, but I'm like, whatever, like tomorrow we'll figure it out. And so she's like, hey, look, they're coming to get me Sunday. Or they're coming, I think it was Sunday or whatever day. I was like, okay. Like, that's fine. You know, I was like, I love you. But if they're really coming to get you, I don't think we can do this long term, like long distance thing.
Mm.
And I can tell that, like, that hurt her even more. You know what I'm saying? And I love her. And I know she loves me. And I was like, well, if you love me enough, we can make that work. And so, you know, she left and we did good for a while. And then I got fucking untreated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm doing all of this while not working with a sponsor, not meeting, you know, going to meetings or any of that shit. So she leaves and I'm like, I'm going to start meeting with a sponsor.
Okay.
So I start meeting with my sponsor, but like still untreated and still like unmedicated. You know what I'm saying? And so like I take anything the wrong way and I fucking snap on her. Like it's her fault. And like,
Right.
I'm not saying that you know, like that's okay. I'm not by any means saying that's okay, but I just like one little simple misunderstanding and it would derail me. You know, I'd be doing so good trying to, you know, show her I love her and I'm putting all this effort in and this, that, and the other. And I take one thing she says wrong and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, you know, it happened recently. You know, we've been doing good all since I had to go pick up the phone and shit. Like, I fucking flipped out on her. But then, like, the very next day, I'm like, I'm sorry.
Mm.
Like, I don't mean none of that. I just get really mad, you know, and like, so now we're at the point of like salvaging that and trying to move past that. And like,
that's where we're at now.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now to this day.
Okay.
Because this happened.
So what's the plan from here, man? Like, all right, so we're in this relationship. We're moved in with the roommate. We're still sober. Like, we got how much time put together?
I'm going on a year and a half.
We're going on a year and a half right now.
Or, yeah, something like that.
Okay, sweet. What's the plan from here, bro?
So, like, currently I'm working on my 4-step. Like,
Okay.
I've like completely just dove back into that 100%.
Sweet.
You know what I'm saying? Because like,
you feel like that kept you sober throughout all this? craziness?
over the past month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Because, like, I mean, even if me and her wouldn't work out, I know that, like, no matter what, if I want to stay sober, I still got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could tell me tonight, or she could text me right now and be like, look, dude, don't you fucking call me again. Don't you, I'm done.
And you're gonna be all right.
I'm going to be all right. I mean,
Okay.
it's going to hurt. It's
Yeah.
going to hurt really bad. But at the same time, I know that I can stay sober through it.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Because,
The hand of AA.
yeah.
I mean,
You know what I'm
it's the
saying?
hand
And,
of the
like,
community.
through all this, like, after the baby died and everything, the only person I really, really had, like, honest contact with was my sponsor, who at the time was not my sponsor. Which is crazier than anything. Like, he's the only one I talk to every day because we were going hunting together. So somehow, some way, escaping led me back to AA instead of drinking.
Wow.
Or getting loaded. You know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna stay here, or are you gonna move down there, or?
So I don't want to move, but I know she's not coming back here.
Okay.
And I'm not moving within the next 6 months. But at the same time, I want to be with her and I want to make things work. And if, like, me and her have made all these plans of we're going to get married and we're going to start a family and we're going to have a life together. I've chose you, you've chose me. Like, we're going to do this together. She's not going to come down here. I mean, back up here. I'm going to have to move down there.
Okay. So, and down there is where?
Baton Rouge.
Okay, guys. So, like in the future, if you see Ronnie in Baton Rouge, buy him a beer or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing. All right. So I got to wrap this up, but I mean, that's where we're at right now. That's the future plans, and I really do hope that goes through for you. If that's where I was, um, if that does go through for you, like I wish you the best with that, man. I really do. Um, if that's something you want to see through. Before we get off of here, like, give me one of the biggest consequences that happened to you throughout your addiction.
There's a lot.
I mean, if it's not the kid dying, then I mean, besides that,
that's like number one.
Absolutely.
Under that one is, so, like, I mean, people may look at me different or whatever. I know a lot of people don't, and a lot of people up here in Monroe know, but, like, I caught HIV through my addiction.
Wow.
And surprisingly, it has not affected my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
awesome that it hasn't.
Right. Well, like, at first I thought it was. The only part of my life it's actually affected is my sex life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I thought that, like, dude, as soon as I found out, dude, I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Like,
Get
all
terribly
this
sick.
shit.
Yeah,
and then I'm reading all this shit on fucking Google, and they're like, oh, you gotta get a tattoo saying you got HIV. All this shit, son. So I'm like freaking the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, dude, my life's fucking over.
Okay.
And then, like, dude, I take one pill and, like, I'm fine.
All right. What is one of the biggest accomplishments you found through sobriety?
My personal independence.
Wow. That's huge.
Independence and self-love.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, dude, I didn't have no independence when I was getting loaded, and I didn't fucking love myself. The way I looked at myself was, like, bad.
Okay. And you found love within yourself through sobriety. Okay. So do you do AA or you do CR, or like we do both, or
I do
what?
AA.
You do AA. Okay.
And I'm not knocking CR.
No.
But it's just, like, I still got a lot to work on my views of God and everything like that. So, like, eventually I would like to maybe possibly have some kind of, like, church life or anything like that. But for now, that's just, like, not where I choose not to.
You kind of get you, like, if you're anything me, and tell me if you can relate to this, like, we get our spiritual stuff from the AA rooms.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
100%.
For the guy that is, or the woman that is looking at this video right now, if you could give them any kind of advice, or you could give them any kind of warning or anything like that, what would it be?
To not give in and not give up.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, like, if you're sober already and you're struggling, don't give in to the thoughts, the bullshit, the people you're around. Like if you have bad people in your, and what I mean by bad people is like people that are getting loaded and acting like they're, doing what they're supposed to be doing, or you're just hanging around with the same people that you were doing the bullshit with. You need to really like ground yourself and find new people that want the same thing that you want in life. Um, and like not giving up is not allowing. I don't mean like not giving up getting loaded. I mean like not giving up on life
Okay.
because I didn't get sober and have a like feel productive in life until I was 30. And I thought about getting sober since I was 24. And the first time I was like, oh, this is like great. And then I fucking relapsed and I was like, it's never going to work.
Mm.
It's never going to happen for me. I'll never have a good life. And now, I'm 31 years old
And you're fucking killing it.
and I feel the best I've ever felt about myself and about my life.
Awesome, bro. Well, guys, that wraps up the first episode of We Talk Sober, man. My name is Sydney once again. And guys, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. It's going to help our channel grow. Hit the like button or the thumbs down, whatever you feel like.
Smash that motherfucking like button.
And man, leave us a comment, man. If y'all want us to talk about some subjects or anything like that, or if you're struggling with anything, leave us a comment down below, and we'll see y'all in the next episode next Thursday. Ronnie, thank you so much for being here, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Dude,
this was fun.
I would love to do it again.
Absolutely, let's do it. All right.